and it's the only one you've got. It's your life you're giving. Don't you think it's time you ask yourself for what? Ask yourself why. This is your life, not a game that you play. It's your life, and you throw it around. The worst one at our end of town, and everyone knows that I still love you so. That precious wine you're tasting will be better when you're done. It's your life you're wasting. Don't you think it's sad you had to start so young? This is your life, not a merry-go-round. It's your life, and you can't live it down. The worst one at our end of town, and all the men know that I still love you so. This is your life. I'm saying goodbye.
Hey, welcome to Recovery Talk 101. I'm your host, Rick Ford, and you're listening to 900 AM WURD and 96.1 FM on your dial. And wow, let me just start the show. For the last week or two, I haven't been here. For those who know, I was hospitalized. Yeah. And I'm still struggling. I contracted what they call Bell's palsy. And I'm also struggling with sciatic nerve in my right hip. So I'm asking that you guys bear with me tonight. Tonight's show was sponsored by Consortium, and I'm waiting on John White to come into the studios. We're going to open up the phone lines at 215-634-8065, toll free 1-866-361-0900. And you can hit us up on wordradio.com. Hey, we on Facebook Live. We on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. Guess what? You can't miss the show. So, yeah, man, I was hospitalized. Let me thank Council President Darrell Clark and the rest of the wonderful team over there at the NAC office, and my good friend Tanetta Graham for hosting Strawberry Mansion Day. He told me it was a fantastic time last Saturday. Breakwater, Coast to Coast, Down to Earth, Kwame, Gary O, Patty Jackson, and a host of other folks that were there just having a great time. And for the last 10 years, I was the host, and unfortunately, because I was hospitalized, and guess what? The show goes on. So I want to just thank all the folks that were there, the calls that I got over the Facebook and all the other things that I picked up. I just want to thank everybody, man. Brother Jihad just left here doing Islam today. I just want to send out his prayers to him for thanking me, worrying about my illness. John White's here, John. And I don't know if you were listening, but I was hospitalized.
I heard.
Bell's palsy.
When?
Yeah. So I went in the hospital about a week ago on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So people kind of equate it to a stroke.
Right.
So I'm finally getting some of my speech and facial back.
Well, Dr. Walter Banham, he might be able to tell
Doc,
you.
Doc, we're going to talk a little bit about that, Doc.
How are you feeling?
I'm 60-40. I'm struggling. My sciatic nerve thing's still bothering me. And I think overall, John, I'm not ready to go back to work. I talked to Fred. I think it's still, I still need about a couple more days. And it's a lot going on. It's stress, you know. My daughter just called me. She was hospitalized. Yes, it is. So,
what were the symptoms? I know we're supposed to be.
Well,
this is all related.
I'll tell you what happened. Wednesday, a week ago, I didn't go to work. So I woke up Thursday morning. My wife said, "Your face look a little twisted." I called my doctor. He says, "Come on down to the hospital at Jefferson." People kind of think it was a stroke because all the symptoms kind of relate to a stroke.
Plus your lifestyle.
Right. So they immediately rushed me in there and kept me there. I had 2 MRIs. Thank God they came out really good. But the overall diagnosis was Bell's palsy. Now, Doc, I guess you can chime in at any given time. There's a host of people I talked to who had Bell's palsy. Some people, long-term effects. Some people, a week or 2. So, I don't know. The doctor's here. He can kind of help me out with that.
Because this is important information, you know, especially around symptomatic, you know, or disorders. We don't know, you know. Fortunately, your wife recognized the difference. You know, you weren't as pretty as you were in the night.
I am. You're absolutely right.
Right.
And I'm struggling.
You know anything about that?
Oh, absolutely.
Should I well, Doc, welcome to the show, by the way.
Dr. Walter Banham is the medical director for our addiction services at,
great.
at the consortium.
I'm glad you're here, Doc.
You know, the Bell's palsy is rather common. It happens almost spontaneously. Usually you had a cold recently?
I think so, yeah. They asked me all that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's an effect on a nerve body that's just in front of the ear, and that controls a lot of the functions. It can cause you to have drooping of the eye.
Absolutely.
Yes. You lose what's known as a nasolabial fold.
Yeah.
And you have weakness in the labial muscles.
Exactly, because you know, Doc, that's when I went to drink some water and it just ran out the side of my face.
And you were correct. Sometimes the symptoms are prolonged.
Yeah.
And there are some people that only last a short time.
Well, I'm praying for the short time.
I know you are.
Yeah.
Well, you're in line for blessings. I mean, look, thousands of people were at the death because of you.
Yeah.
Thousands of people were there, and they saw hope alive.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
He ain't finished with you yet, so you be all right.
But, you know, I think the overall thing I really got out of this, I'm really going to sit back and designate some roles and obligations to other people.
Delegation is important.
Yeah.
And I
need some rest, man.
You brought enough people along, Rick, who are prepared to and are willing to be there to continue to work and support what you're trying to do, even in your brief absence.
Yeah.
You're a tremendous asset to this city. You know, you've been where a lot of people are.
Yeah.
And you know that there is a path out of it.
Yeah, indeed.
And you also know that it starts on the inside.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that message resonates. Message resonates.
Well, you know, it's funny,
I'm sorry. There were people who participated in Recovery Idol who had never won or been recognized for anything.
Yeah. It's Friday, the Recovery Walk is this upcoming Saturday.
This Saturday, right.
So they asked me to come down to City Hall in the courtyard and MC the pet rally event?
The prep rally is Wednesday or Thursday?
No, the pep rally was Friday, just
this
passed.
past. Yes.
So here it is. I'm in City Hall courtyard, and for 10 minutes I realized that I'm unable to continue. And I was smart enough to turn over pass the helm to somebody else.
See.
So I'm really understanding God is speaking to me in many ways.
It's your head and your heart that matter.
Yeah.
In your in what you do.
Yeah. So
You know, I tell people that all the time. I have chronic back pain, as Dr. Banham knows, and it can mess with you. But at the end of the day, it's my heart and my head,
yeah.
and those are the tools. That's what, and that's where a lot of your gifts lie. You know, who would have thought about doing Recovery Idol? Come on,
Yeah. I guess you're right.
and promote it,
Yeah.
and get the interest of decision makers and movers and shakers to pay
Yeah.
attention to it.
Yeah.
You've enlightened a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people have benefited from your words and your actions. They see you.
Yeah.
Okay, pass the plate.
That's it. There you go. You know, I'm gonna get somebody to come off the bench now because I'm gonna sit on the bench for a while and let somebody else start.
You ain't gonna sit down. You may stand, but you ain't gonna sit
There you
down.
go. There you go.
But
I'm working on new initiatives
There you
now,
go.
and I'll put that out in the next couple of weeks about an upcoming stage musical play that I'm gonna be directing and putting together with people in recovery. So right now, God is saying, Rick, you need to rest.
Then do that.
And I'm going to do that.
Because
Yeah.
by the time you realize you need to, it's too late.
Indeed. Yeah. So listen, we got, and I'm glad you guys are here. Dr. Banham, it's a pleasure meeting you. Welcome to the
Likewise.
show again.
Yes.
You just gave me a wealth of knowledge that I think typically most doctors were giving me the same correct information because everybody says, well, what are the signs and symptoms? And you asked me the $1 million question. Did I have a cold or a nasal drip or something like that? And it affects the nerves.
Right.
Wow.
One of the main things, though, with recovery is rest
Yeah. Yeah.
and de-stressing.
Yeah. I got that. I'm going to capitalize that rest.
Dr. Banham told me shortly after I got to the consortium and began working together with him that stress was my worst enemy. I'll never forget that.
Really?
He told me stress is your worst enemy.
Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. John, I'm going to move you over here, and I'm going to sit over there.
I'm comfortable.
Hold on, because I want to make sure I get more of what's happening in the camera views here. Everything we're doing now. And normally, Dave, when someone speaks in that mic, the camera usually picks that up, doesn't it?
It switches. It did pick it up, but it goes back and forth.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Dr. Banham.
Yes, sir.
So you are we're good now,
Okay.
John. You're quite an asset to consortium over there, and a host of folks over there. Please give my regards to Miss Reed.
Yeah, Angie. Okay.
Yeah,
Erica. Right.
yeah. So what else is going on?
Now, let Dr. Banham go first. Because he is the medical director at the Consortium Addictions Program.
Yeah,
And he's more than just a titled physician. The relationship that he has with our members is striking.
yeah,
The work that he's done, the lives that he has saved, okay, by not overlooking the little things.
Yeah.
People make a lot of demands, but Dr. Banham has always been conscious of the health consequences. And I know of 2 specific instances where it was his judgment that literally saved a member's life.
wow,
There's no finer person. There's no one who has demonstrated the level of commitment that he has to supporting the people in our community, both in his private practice, his public health practice, and I'm most proud of what he's doing here for the consortium.
So let me
thanks,
ask you. Then we go off the cuff for a minute, Doctor.
Sure.
Help me out with this this nerve thing, sciatic nerve.
Oh, that's
Give me the medical one.
that's another issue. Most of the problems with sciatica, as it's known,
Yes.
stems from arthritic condition, where there's irritation of the sciatic nerve.
Yes.
Sciatic nerve is the largest nerve in your body. It happens to run from just below the buttocks all the way down.
Absolutely.
And I think the interesting thing about it is, even though its origin most of the time is coming out of the lower back, that's not always the problem that people present with. People will come in complaining about this pain running down my leg.
Absolutely, and rightfully so, John.
Because
right over the top of my buttocks, and then it runs down my right leg.
Yeah, pain usually appears downstream from the nerve, and that's why you get the symptoms of numbness, tingling, sometimes loss of motion.
Yeah.
In parts of the leg.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And if I sit down too long, like the other day, my wife took me to get a body massage, and I thought that would help me,
right?
But it was a temporary solution.
Yeah, but sometimes temporary, you know, you'll go back and do it again.
Absolutely.
A prolonged stretch on a nerve can cause that problem, and that's why sitting can be a problem for you.
Yes, sir.
That's why people who have the condition shouldn't sit for extended periods of time.
Okay.
If you're going to be at a place where you're going to be obligated to be immobile for 4 and 5 hours, every hour or so you need to get up and walk around.
Yeah.
That'll alleviate some of the symptoms. It won't take it away, but it'll make it a little more livable.
So is there any, I think the doctor prescribed me gabapentin.
Yes. That's a special medication that was designed to alleviate some nerve discomfort.
Yeah.
It's not going to take it away.
At all.
But it makes it more livable.
Okay. Great.
Now, I'm on fentanyl, so fentanyl, I guess, is a step.
That's another step
above that.
Yes. Yes.
Should I be on that?
No.
No, I'm only joking, Doc. The way I feel.
I can't do without it.
No.
So I understand addiction in terms of that pain thing.
Yeah.
I can't do without it. If I go 2 days without it, I'm done. I can't walk.
Wow.
But I know it's not on this, but I constantly will check in with Dr. Benham because I worry that fentanyl came about for short-term pain management.
Yeah.
Well, I've been on it since 2012. Okay, so that's 7 years that I've been getting 75 mites an hour. Okay, because of the patch that I wear, and I worry about the things I don't know.
Okay.
Because all it does is fool your brain. It doesn't, the Gabapentin, that doesn't cure
not at all
anything. It just tells your brain you can do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a lot to all of that.
So
and pain will change your disposition.
It has.
Okay.
It has.
It will also alter your personality.
It really has. And to be honest, right before we started the show, I went to the men's room. I struggled. Listen, I struggled in here. So if I had to get up periodically.
Right.
So I don't know. And when I leave here tonight, God willing, I'm just going to go and kind of sleep until the Eagles game.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, man. And I just want to say this professionally and publicly. I love you so much, man, because he brings me that inspiration when other people, it's a thing that when you're struggling emotionally, like here it is physically, I'm hurting. My daughter just called. She just got out the hospital. It's a lot going on. So I got to really be mindful of my surroundings, my interactions with certain people.
That's right.
Because Satan is out there.
You just hit on something that I think is integral to working with people who have addiction issues. It's a complex situation. There are other issues that affect the success or failure of going through a program.
Yeah.
And it has to be brought to bear that you must address the entire person and not just be mono-selective with regard to, it's a methadone program.
Yeah.
There are other issues.
Yeah.
With everyone, there are other issues.
Yeah.
And that's a key role to having any type of success.
Yeah.
And you know what amazes me about that? Everyone knows that, but the system doesn't support providing those kinds of services.
Yeah.
we had to fight to get our jobs program, greenhouse. We had to fight to get the computer lab. We had to fight to get the jobs program. None of those things are directly reimbursable
From the system.
from the system.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's troubling.
It is.
Because the expectation, people come to us because they want the help, and some come because they want to get cured.
Yeah.
Okay? But Dr. Branham had noted, there's so many issues that impact on our lives, that impact on our decisions. Not only do the decisions may be bad, but the things that force you to make that decision is, you got to address those issues.
Well,
We can't even get a GED program
It's
in the
crazy.
drug treatment program.
because of systems or funding or
All of the above.
oh yeah, yeah.
Well, having been the secretary of the largest department in this government, because they don't want to.
Yeah.
Government can do anything it wants to do, okay? But they have to choose to do it.
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
Now,
Okay?
well, that's another show. We're going to keep. Listen, we're going to take a break. I'm sitting here with John White from Consortium and Dr. Banner. Is that your correct name?
Bantom.
Huh?
Bantam.
Bantam. Correction.
Wait a minute. You keep getting people's last names wrong on this show. I don't understand that, man.
It's the medication. It's the gabapentin. It's the sciatic nerve. It's the Bell's palsy.
There you go.
So listen, phone lines are open with any questions, concerns, or comments. Give us a call, 215-634-8065. But I have to kind of get my pronunciation right. 215-634-8065. We'll be right back.
So there's someone very close to you, and they're in a lot of trouble with opioids, alcohol, maybe other drugs. You're desperate to help, but you don't know what to do. So you just watch, and just as desperately, you do nothing. Well, there is something you can do. Call the Consortium. They've helped a lot of people in their 50 years, thousands, good people who just need to get out of their own jail. The Consortium's multicultural clients come from all over the region to their West Philadelphia location because the Consortium's understanding and proven methods are treasured by them because they work. And while they could go anywhere, they choose the Consortium, and so can you. Call 267-233-5163. If you know someone in trouble, just give us a call. We'll help with the rest. The Consortium, 267-233-5163.
Every other time I've left rehab, I've always felt terrible, like still sick. This time, with being on the buprenorphine maintenance, I felt normal again. I felt like a normal human being leaving rehab, which 30 other times I had done and it never happened.
Bupe helps people stop using heroin or other opioid drugs. For help, call 888-545-2600 or go to bupeworks.org.
Buprenorphine definitely works. I am proof.
If you struggle with substance abuse, Southwest New Stop would love to assist you on your road to recovery. Make Southwest New Stop your next stop, your first step in treating the total spectrum of chemical dependency. Southwest New Stop Incorporated has 2 offices to serve you. 5616 Woodland Avenue, 215-729-2014, or 1609 North Poplar Street, 215-924-2643. Hours of operation Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Thursday and Friday 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. They have intensive outpatient drug and alcohol treatment services, case management services, weekly family sessions, and so much more. If you have any questions on how to get back on the road to recovery, call Southwest New Stop, 5616 Woodland Avenue, 215-729-2014, 1609 North Poplar Street, 215-924-2643. Make Southwest New Stop your next stop.
Hi, I'm the First Lady of Recovery, Sheila Ford, and you're listening to Recovery Talk 101 with Rick Ford on 900 AM WURD and 96.1 FM.
Okay, we back here at 900 AM WURD. Tonight's show is sponsored by Consortium. I'm sitting here with John White and Dr. Banham. He's my new hired physician, medical doctor. Just gave me all the technical information that I needed to know about Bell's palsy, signs, and symptoms. And I'm charging for anybody. So, Doctor, again, I just want to personally thank you for being here. I think you're a great asset to what's happening over there in Consortium. You know, I wanted to ask you a question in terms of dealing with folks, and you mentioned this earlier, folks that have addictions, and dealing with the whole aspect of not only the addictions, but everything else with the individual.
If you're going to be successful with a rehabilitation program, you have to look at all the facets of the person who have the addiction problem. And a lot of these are social issues.
Yeah.
Some of them are medical issues, and some of them happen to be mental issues. So all of these facets are important to address if you expect to be successful in having a person go through rehab.
Yeah. Do you think we're blessed here in the city of Philadelphia when I look across the nation about what we do in terms of treatment and recovery, and folks migrate to our great city? For what do we see different when I look across the spectrum?
I don't have experience in other cities.
Okay.
I'm a Philadelphian.
West Philly.
I was going to ask you from West Side.
I happen to grow up in Southwest Philadelphia, where the consortium is.
That's a blessing, man.
And a lot of the initial clients who were there are
friends of ours.
People that I grew up with.
Yeah.
So, as fate would have it, when I was asked to come down there, it gave me an incentive to try and do the best that I could, because this is the area that I grew up in.
At home.
Yeah.
What a blessing.
Truly.
People that you knew, that you grew up with, went to school with, and they walk in there.
And that can also sadden you. You can sadden you on one hand, then you give thanks for the blessing of where you are.
Yeah.
It still gets me every time, I go over and I see Sadim, over there. I mean, we grew up together, and I was in the same place as he was.
Yeah.
You know? But the compassion, the concern, the understanding, I think, that comes out of our medical staff, headed up by Dr. Banham there, has truly made a difference in the lives of the people that we serve.
Wow.
I think for me that's a very sobering and grounding thing, because I know what the consequences could have been.
Indeed.
So I've long since stopped asking why.
Right.
Yeah.
I just go to work.
Yes, yeah.
That's a blessing, man. So, and I'm quite sure you mentioned earlier, like you go to work and somebody grew up in the day where they come to get services and they see you. I can imagine what they,
Confidence, understanding.
Reassuring.
It is. It is.
Sometimes that's good and sometimes it's not.
I got that. I got that. So, but I know, man, when I think about, you mentioned being from Philadelphia, right? And you can't measure different cities or states in terms of the level of treatment, but you being an asset over there, it's got to speak in volume when West Philly serving your own people.
Mm-hmm.
And
knowing that you're making a difference.
Oh, indeed. Indeed.
We're very fortunate at the consortium with that.
Wow.
Well, one of the other issues that I found rewarding for me was that I happened to have known John before we got into all of these things that we do.
Really?
So it's...
was y'all hanging at the go-go bar? No, let me stop.
Listen, we both knew what the impulse was.
But it's a confidence thing for me because I know what he's about.
Yes, sir.
And so I know that, when we get into tight situations, I'm not fighting the battle alone.
Yeah.
And he's an advocate. We've launched just recently in the addictions program, and soon it will be for the entire agency, an integrated health care program where on site they can not only get your evaluation, your treatment, your medication, but we're using certified nurses, Dr. Banham, when he can get time to do so, to see individuals. Every time, anyone who comes to our door now, we do a physical health assessment.
Yeah.
And we offer you the opportunity to get with our medical staff and just have them do the routine kinds of things. And then when you need to get to your doctor, we want to assist in getting there. I was apologizing to Dr. Bannon because a piece of this has not yet been launched, but it will be very, very shortly. And that's a buddy system.
Yeah.
And talk to the audience about what you were saying about how important the buddy system is.
Well, as I mentioned before, individuals who are suffering from the addiction process need help on many levels.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's seemingly, if you look at it from the outside, a very simple thing from getting from point A to point B, but it's not something that they had done in the past, not something that they're used to doing.
Indeed.
So it's very easy for me to say, aha, you need this, that, and the other, but to get you there and provide you with some assistance to get there,
Right.
and bring back the necessary information so that you can have continued help.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yes.
Well, that buddy system thing,
Yeah, we want to use other members, member to member, right?
which is therapeutic.
Therapeutic,
Oh, definitely.
okay, to be that support person to help you get to the doctor, make sure you get to the doctor.
Yeah.
We have case managers involved or care coordinators involved, yes, but there's something about that peer interaction,
Yeah.
I think, that lends itself to a greater chance of being successful and satisfied.
Yeah.
And then you have to understand that people are still fighting that basic mistrust.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have been victims of the system,
System. Yeah.
and they've never seen the system work for
For
them.
them, right.
So sometimes you need a little coaxing to show them that you can get the result you want from the established system.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes that takes taking you by the hand and guiding you.
Yeah. And you're right. I think the folks in suffering from addiction have a major trust issue. Not only for individuals, but systematically,
Sure.
for systems. So for someone that's been in the program and here's another person say, hey, I've been with you, man.
And
not,
mean
and
it.
And mean
And
it.
mean
And I'm
it.
not talking clinical to
Right.
you or,
It's real talk.
yeah, I'm going to walk with you through this.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Because you can oftentimes, and I have it in my practice, I'll give people an appointment to go see a specialist and set up a time for them to come back to see me.
Yeah.
They come back to see me having never gone to the specialist.
Stop talking about me, Dr. Brandon.
I did not personalize that. but that happens.
Yeah.
So it's important for people who have not been used to doing any of that to get the extra help.
Yeah.
And that's a key factor.
So you guys are trying to implement that over there?
Yes, we are. We launched the computer lab back in July, and it's an opportunity for the members to access the internet.
Yeah.
We also offer a class for computer literacy on Wednesdays for members. We have coaches using peers. Young lady, I'm not going to call her name, but one of our members is outstanding when it comes to computer literacy. And the clients, the patients have gravitated to her for assistance in learning it. We have the Common Ground and the Greenhouse programs, which try to provide employment opportunities for folks in
Absolutely.
our program. And we've been very successful with that. Over 26 people have found permanent or full-time employment as a result of this program over the last 2 years. We have something called Let's Talk About It, where every 3 months or so we have a topic of discussion. The whole family is invited
Wow.
to participate, and boy, do they show up. Our members are very receptive to it. We did one on PSDT. We've done one on trauma. And the next one that's coming up, Dr. Banner is going to be a part of it, and that is the alternatives to methadone. What is the medically assisted treatment program, and giving people the kind of information who are eligible so that they may be able to make a different choice other than methadone.
Yeah.
They may choose Suboxone if they qualify. They may choose Vivitrol if they've been compliant and are suitable for it. So providing that information is extremely important. But this integrated healthcare initiative, I think, is going to be trend-setting. I don't believe at the community-based level, I'm not talking about FQHCs,
Okay.
but I'm talking about community-based organizations. I don't believe that there is one other that does what we do.
Yeah.
You come, we do the health assessment along with that intake. Then we will refer you to one of our nurse practitioners, another member of our medical staff. You get a chance to talk about the issues, your physical health issues that you're confronting or bothering you. We make a recommendation that you see your doctor. We ask you, do you want us to make the appointment? Do you want us to accompany you? So that we're beginning to deal with the physical health aspect of this as well. Soon, I'm hoping, thanks to David Jones, the Executive Director of Behavioral Health, I expect that they're going to fund the other piece of this, which is for our mental health program as well. And that would give us one seamless, integrated healthcare model.
Absolutely.
I don't believe you will find this at the community-based level anywhere. Not that we can identify. So, and I got to say this, between Dr. Klein, who is the Chief Medical Officer, and Dr. Banham, those two have been on me about pursuing the physical health aspect for years. Was he satisfied? No. Was he complaining to me about coming over here? We still haven't had the GED program. But the man's ideas, his vision for what can be, allows us to go ahead and say, you know what? Let's try it.
Yeah.
Okay? And we knock on, when you're right, and when you're trying to do the right thing for the right people, you have a better shot.
Yeah.
You have a better shot.
Yeah.
It's never going to be perfect. You're never going to expect that we're going to get everything that we need or everything that we want. But along the way, if we can learn how to do for ourselves too, I think you come out on the winning side.
Yeah.
It is not easy.
And we got a lot of work to do here.
It is not easy.
I'm always inspired when clinicians and counselors and therapists and directors come in and talk about the wealth of the program. You know, working in this field for the last 2 or 3 decades myself, just looking at the culture of systems. And it bothers me now because I'm starting to see a shift in terms of how programs, directors of money and funding and all this thing. I come from the crack era, Dr. Badham. I'm original crackhead.
There you go. The crack epidemic,
the crack
for which they found no cure.
Yeah, yeah. So I come from that time, and when I look at what's happening today, not only in the city of Philadelphia, but across the nation with this opiate epidemic, they weren't providing us with treatment back then. They were arresting us. Right, I want to be clear how I put this out there because I want people to understand they keep having these discussions about safe houses and safe injection sites. For me, it's illegal to use drugs. It's illegal to sell drugs. Now, my office, I'm kind of situated in the belly of the beast down there in Kensington and Frankfurt. Astonishing to me, there was a time that the Latinos and Spanish guys, you couldn't come down there.
Blue tape, white tape, blue tape,
and there you
tape.
go. But now I'm seeing a major shift in who's on the corners, who, quote unquote, appear to be the dealers. Need I say more? So
You're seeing more and more.
And that's my story, and I'm going to stick to it.
I was asking Dr. Banham earlier, right, with this whole discussion around opioids, are we seeing a different clientele? Are we seeing, in where we serve, are we seeing people coming in who have that quote-unquote opioid addiction, set aside the heroin, because that wasn't supposed to be a part of this conversation, you know that, right?
Yes.
And incredibly, we're not seeing that influx. So as far as the black community is concerned, there's an issue, we know.
Yeah.
But it hasn't surfaced to the point where we're seeing a dramatic increase in the number of folks seeking treatment. And I don't understand. But you got another dilemma, Doc, okay? What about the youth, the adolescent drug treatment programs?
Well,
most of these kids are on weed, smoking marijuana. They're seeing all the stuff on TV about decriminalization, giving out a $50 fine.
Ooh.
So what happens, okay? Are they going to be able to access treatment? I don't know. Or they say they don't need it because it's only a certain amount. We got to be careful here.
And we really got to be careful. And I said this to former Police Commissioner Ross.
Yeah.
I said, listen, when former Police Commissioner Sylvester Johnson, we had the Heads Up program, prevention and intervention. And I said we were going into schools, parochial, collegiate, all over, providing information about prevention and intervention.
Yes.
Well, these kids today are walking past people out there shooting dope, having sex,
You just mentioned Kensington,
urinating,
right?
and exactly. So my argument has always been, y'all spending money. We spent $1 million on a war on bad drugs when we should be spending $1 billion on war on bad schools.
Right.
Here we are, school system done started again. I don't see nothing change in the system, the city of Philadelphia, in terms of the educational system. And these kids that come out got to walk past all this stuff.
And you know what? And we don't promote the schools that are doing well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every school in the black community is not failing.
True.
Yeah.
Every school is not failing, okay? And there are a lot of contributing factors to it. It's just not about the reading. When you have a high school and more than a third, almost half of their students have an individual assessment plan or an ISP, you know, seeing that there is an issue.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do? Are you specializing the classrooms in order to meet their need? Oh, no. Now you have to integrate everybody into the same classroom so they don't get the attention, you know, that their deficits may need.
Yeah.
There's a lot to this. But at the end of the day, I still think it goes back to what I said. Government can do whatever it wants to do if they decide to do it.
Yeah. So listen, we're going to take a last break, and we're going to come back.
Wow, time has flown, isn't it?
Yeah, man. We'll be right back. Yeah, man.
Thank you so much, Doc. Thank you very much.
And they're in a lot of trouble with opioids, alcohol, maybe other drugs. You're desperate to help, but you don't know what to do. So you just watch. And just as desperately, you do nothing. Well, there is something you can do. Call the consortium. They've helped a lot of people in their 50 years, thousands, good people who just need to get out of their own jail. The consortium's multicultural clients come from all over the region to their West Philadelphia location because the consortium's understanding and proven methods are treasured by them because they work. And while they could go anywhere, they choose the consortium, and so can you. Call 267-233-5163. If you know someone in trouble, just give us a call. We'll help with the rest. The consortium, 267-233-5163.
Do you or a loved one suffer from an addiction, trauma, or mental illness? Here at the Kirkbride Center, our mission is to help our patients, their families, and friends by providing a therapeutic environment for treatment and recovery. Located at 111 North 49th Street in West Philadelphia, Kirkbride provides both short and long-term inpatient care for adults who need help from recovering from mental illness and drug and alcohol addictions. And we specialize in the use of methadone and Suboxone for the treatment of opiate dependencies. This year, our staff has also pioneered a new long-term residential program for women with addictions who are survivors of trauma, the first of its kind in Philadelphia. Treatment is covered by most insurance plans, and county funding is accepted for those without insurance. Self-pay arrangements are also available, and referrals and admissions to the Kirkbride Center are accepted 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information or to schedule an intake at the Kirkbride Center, please call our number at 215-471-2488 right away. Again, that's 215-471-2488. The Kirkbride Center is a proud sponsor of 900 AM WURD. Are you HIV positive? Are you suffering from a drug addiction and looking for help? TREE, Philadelphia Fight Intensive Outpatient Drug and Alcohol Program, is the place for you. Their program is for people living with HIV/AIDS, and their mission is to help people establish and maintain recovery, utilizing an individual's unique strengths. Their counselors use a holistic, HIV-informed approach to treatment. For more information about TREE, call 215-525-8654 or visit them at www.fight.org, 215-525-8654.
Hi, this is Council President Darrell Clark, and I listen to my main man, Rick Ford, heard here on 900 AM WURD.
Your charm vanquished mine, faith overcame it. We are the same. That life we knew, that life is through. It's me and you, let trust accrue. Love so divine, we're intertwined. What's yours is mine, as one divine. Trust a crew, love so divine, we're intertwined. What's yours is mine, as one divine. As one divine. Don't ever let me go.
Hey, we back here at 900 AM WURD. Time flies. I'm sitting in here with John White and Dr. Banham. I got it right. Right?
You got it.
I got it right. See, John, I can't mess it all up. So, Dr. Banham, again, anybody you want to thank before we leave the airways here tonight?
Oh, definitely the administration and John White for doing what he does at the consortium, no doubt.
Yeah, and look
yeah.
forward to you coming back.
Okay.
All right, and John, always turn it over to you, your closing remarks.
Oh, listen, when I look back over my life, it's clear to me that my failures have become my successes.
Yeah.
Because having seen or done the wrong, I now know what's right. That, for some, is discouraging. But I enjoy the challenge of hearing what I can't do, and ends up being something that we must do.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed by that. And the people that are around me, people who are around this city, people who we don't even know their names, who are making a difference in the lives of people, congratulations and thank all of you. I don't have to know your names. It's like we say in church, and somebody prayed for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did, and you didn't even know who it was.
Yeah.
But thank you. Thank all of you for your service. Thank all of you for the uplift that you're trying to provide for your friends, your neighbors, and your family in our community. Thank you all very, very much. We need you.
Yeah. I thank you guys. My final words have always been love someone, because someone needs to love you back. For those who've been praying for me, keep praying for me. I love you guys. It ain't how you fall, it's how you get up.
Set up.
And as Roland says, the struggle continues,
It does.
and victory is certain. We want to thank our producer, Dave, for holding things down. And I'm glad to be back in here at WURD and bringing hope and healing over the airwaves.
And thank you to WURD for opening up and focusing on major issues that concern our community.
Indeed. And until next week, peace. And I'm out of here.
All right.
The stadium is ready. The team is ready. But are you ready for the Eagles' favorite shake? The Shamrock Shake? It's a delicious Philly original that's ready to rock the taste buds of Eagles fans across Philadelphia. Made with creamy vanilla sauce.